Hi guys, my name is Beza and I welcome you to Top Chat. This is a show that talks about everything training and go as far as define societal norms. Today on the show we are going to be talking about safe sex, or you can say safe and healthy sex. And today with me we have a medical practitioner and a mental health expert. Let's prepare to get trained. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Welcome on the show, guys.
Thank you.
It's so amazing having you guys here. So we heard the topics about safe sex and health related to sex. A lot of youths outside there just get engaged in sex. A lot of couples, not only youths, just get engaged in sex. There's no practice. They just do it at random. And we all know there's a risk to it. Firstly, why should we talk about safe sex? I'll start with the mental health expert.
Why should we talk about safe sex? Why should we not talk about sex in general before going to talking about safe sex? I think it's very important that the society begins to navigate and normalize talking about sex, talking about healthy sex practices and healthy sex habits. I think it's very important, especially in this millennial age where we are. It's super important that we talk about these things.
Okay. Our medical practitioner.
Yes, talking about safe sex, like she said, sounds like a taboo in our society today because growing up as young children in our homes, when sex is mentioned, it's like you are too bad and all of that. But then safe sex is very important because we know about the numerous infections out there, the sexually transmissible diseases. For example, HIV, syphilis, chlamydia, and a lot of that. So, safe sex is a very important topic.
Now this led me to my next question. I want to know how knowledgeable, because we've all mentioned about sex not being taught at the level of the home. So, how knowledgeable do you think our community out there is with sex-related issues? How knowledgeable do you think?
Personally, Yes, you're asking me this question. How knowledgeable are? I think we should, if we're answering this question, we should begin to tackle it from the home. Sex education is something, or sexual discussions is something that has been viewed as a taboo from home. So I could say, I am not sure, I don't have statistics, but I could say that a lot of people are not knowledgeable about healthy sex practices because sex is something we don't even get to talk about at home. Sex education is something that most schools, I think it's just recently, like over a couple of years, that most schools are beginning to incorporate sex education into their curriculum. So I'm guessing that a lot of people are not knowledgeable about how to go about having safe sex and, healthy sex practices. I think people just, if you're in a relationship, you see somebody you like, you just go ahead and just start indulging in sex without necessarily knowing or having a clear understanding about the risk factors that are attached to having unhealthy sex or not practicing healthy sex, habits.
Wow, you spoke about people just having sex in it. Like, we all know sex is programmed to be done after marriage. And now we find youths that are having sex even before marriage. A lot of people, in fact, let's say about 60% of people who have sex.
Are you talking about 60%? Like 99.9%? What is
I just want to be friendly. I just want to be friendly with the statistics.
Talk on your full chest. Not like 60%.
And we are having this sex without this knowledge. You said the community, you said at home it is shy away. But how did we get to this level that this percentage of people are having this sex and they don't have any knowledge? So you just grow up as a man or as a woman, your body just hot. You just go and meet another your partner. You just like there's no pattern that people follow. How do we get to this level of people just having sex randomly?
I think it's the society, it's the age in which we live. The world is evolving, people are evolving, technology is evolving, and as the years go by, people just throw away caution out the window and they don't really care what happens afterwards. It's like you have stomach ache and you just ignore it, or they'll tell you go chop guava leaf, it will cool. You keep having that stomach ache for 5 days and going to a week, you just keep ignoring it and something else is eating you up inside. You're just ignoring it until one day you go to the hospital, they tell you, man, you've been diagnosed with a liver wahala or something, 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 and you're surprised because you neglected the smallest, the slight, the early symptoms of that disease. I think it's the same thing when you neglect certain practices or you throw caution out the window, you are bound to face the consequences of your actions. It's the same. It's sex is it's just like it's like, you're kissing, you're touching. It's nasty. Sex is messy, and it involves a lot of. You must be knowledgeable.
Well, what are you doing?
You must be knowledgeable about yourself and your partner. You must be knowledgeable about health. You must be knowledgeable about a lot of things before even indulging into sex. But this is our generation.
Don't mention. Don't mention.
That's why you'll be shocked to know that a lot of youths out there, a lot of people who are sexually active out there don't even know what their blood group is, don't even know their health status, their HIV status. A lot of people who are indulging in sex, they don't even know what their genotype is, they don't even know about hepatitis, they don't even know about bacterial infections, they don't even know about sexually transmitted infections. What you hear most people talk about most times is gonorrhea, syphilis, and all that. But there are a lot of other things that can come as a result of you just going about and having sex without prior knowledge of, how you can protect yourself or your partner. Thank God we have a medical.
That's just
a
what.
nurse-
At least we
where
have
she
a
can-
medical practitioner here
can
that
really
is going to
give us
throw
like-
more light on it. And that's back to the question. In your community, how knowledgeable are your people about sex? Let's just take for your community.
Yes, like the mental health expert spoke about, the safe sex issue is something most people out there are not aware of. As your blood the hot, you just lodge and all of that. So, for example, for the sexually transmitted infections out there, the common ones we know, the HIV, hepatitis, syphilis, gonorrhea, and all of that. Yes, for example, these young people or couples or whatever that engage in this unprotected sexual intercourse and all of that, most of them don't know their HIV status. Most don't know if they have hepatitis or whatever. And some people engage in maybe oral sex, the anal sex, and all of that. Most of these are gotten through such routes, be it sexually, orally, and otherwise. Yes. So I think before engaging in the sexual practice and all of that, it's very important that people get to, test themselves, get this knowledge on how to, stay safe from this. Yes.
We just had the mental health expert. Ella spoke about the introduction of sex education to schools. Even though I've never noticed it, I've never come across any department that has thought about that or any subject in particular. Do you feel like this thing is taught in schools the way they're supposed to be taught?
Well, it's just recently that I should say maybe a few years back that sex education came into the curriculum because they are still trying to like shy away a little, not hitting hard on the words, not hitting hard on the effects, the consequences of unsafe sex and all of that. Maybe a biology teacher would be like the reproductive organs. He's not calling me the right words, the penis, the vagina, and saying the right things because maybe they are either shy of or maybe they'll spoil the child and all of that. And then these young people go back to technology and they get all this information, they see all these things. And so they get the wrong impression, and then even though the sex education is out there now, it's still a little bit timid. Yes, it's still timid a little.
Okay, now let's just hear for your own observation. You mentioned that. Do you think it's taught in schools the way you would have expected it to be taught?
In Cameroon, I really don't think so. I don't know of any school within the southwest
within the
region.
subject.
Within the southwest region, I don't know of any school. I said I don't know. It might be. I don't know, that where sex education is being taught. In a country like Nigeria, they are kind of exposed, and I have seen Christian schools start teaching their pupils about sex or sex education from nursery, from primary school. They start telling you, oh, your boobs are your private, how was it even called, like, your boobs are your properties and is sacred. You are not supposed to show them outside. You're supposed to keep them covered. Your butt is your private property. You are not supposed to allow any man or whatever, whoever, to touch you. From an early age, they start orientating children on how to protect themselves and take care of themselves. And as they graduate, from maybe from primary school to secondary school, they start talking to them and teaching them about sex education. Like she said, most of the time, a lot of people have had their sexual orientation from the wrong source. A lot of porn sites, people, just because our parents never talked about sex. I grew up, nobody talked to me about sex. Like, in school, nobody talked to you about sex. Like she said, nobody, even if they want to talk to you about certain things, sexual stuff, they will not even call, your body parts by the names. They'll say, oh, they will not even call like the penis, or they'll just say, nobody should touch, they'll just coin some kind of names, and they will
because they are trying to, according to them, they are trying to
protect the children. But development has shown us that it is better to start tackling some things from an early age, so that children or people don't get the wrong orientation from the wrong source. Beza, I can bet you that 90% of the people who get pregnant, or these teenage pregnancies and all that, do you think those girls really wanted to be pregnant? No. I think one day they'll just say, because my mother has said I should never watch such and so movie where they are kissing and touching, let me go and try it. And the human mind has been wired in such a way that that thing they say you should not do is what you want to do.
Exactly.
Normally.
You get it? So you just see young people, nobody has taught them about sex. There's no sexual education in schools and everything. They'll just come across a movie or come across porn, maybe from an elder cousin, an elder brother, anywhere. And in this our generation now, it's even worse because everybody has a phone. Everybody has access to the internet. Everybody can do anything, And then they'll just, let me try. You carry yourself now, go try one time, bam, belly, enter. You don't even get your idea yourself how to take care of yourself as a pregnant person, or how to avoid or prevent pregnancy. The child will end up with a pregnancy at 14 or at 13.
And we have so many young.
Of course. And most times it's not even like they really wanted to get pregnant. It's just that they were experimenting. Yes, they were curious and they were experimenting, and bam, the society now is flooded with teenage pregnant women and young people staying out of school because they are pregnant. Why? Because we fail to teach them the right thing from the house. We fail to talk about sex, and then they have now this thwarted mindset about sex. For example, again, imagine those people who always say that there's a way porn deals with your mind when it comes to this sex thing. Imagine somebody who has never known anything about sex, and then his or her first experience of sex was from pornography. What do you think that person's sexual orientation will be like? The person will be looking for ladies with and that kind of person, if you end up married, I'll be like, no, my wife is not doing like this, or my husband is not doing like this. It means that the person is not performing well. All of those things are just, it has just messed up our minds and just giving us a really thwarted mindset or idea about what our sexual desire should be and how we should carry out sexual activities.
Now, there's an aspect out there. Has religion played a major role?
Don't go there, brother. I could just start quoting the scriptures right now. I could just start telling you.
Let's get to know how.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
How much has religion played in the education, in sex education? Are they doing enough, or do you think they are lacking?
It depends on the church. I'll just speak from my own experience. It depends on the church. It depends on the doctrines of the church. Because every church has a doctrine. That's why you see in some people will tell you that it's okay to have sex before marriage. Others will tell you that my Bible has said that sex before marriage is fornication. And I believe that. Do you get?
Can you quote us a scripture? Like, for the sake of our audience. Any scripture?
I can't quote right now, but I will give you scriptures before the end of the
If you
show.
don't give me, I just want me to.
No, because I know be tell me say I can't I can't quote Bible
No,
no, pa.
because it's a debate out there. Most people don't know, but it's a debate out
No,
there.
pa, Bible talks say fornication na sin, pa. If you did not we never marry na sin, guys. If you did not we never marry na sin. Bible call it fornication. It's fornication. You know
You are
understand?
tampering with people's emotions.
No, it's fornication. No, that's the plain truth. That's the truth. Do you understand? That's just the
But we
truth.
should always know
But
that
the thing is,
that's your take.
a lot that is my belief. Let me say that is my belief. But a lot of people are not, staying on this course. Like I said, everybody has their own church and everybody has their own church doctrine and what they believe in. I believe that sex before marriage is a sin. It's called fornication, and the Bible has spoken against it.
The reason why I said this is because, let me just cut it short. The reason why I said this is because it's in our mindset and it is preached to us that sex before marriage, it's bad. So most of the times, we do it, as people just do it hurriedly. Like there's no question to it. I feel like if the church itself could educate people on some of the things that are going on, like there's diseases out there, it's a platform. Church cuts across so many, Christianity or religion cuts across so many. Everybody in this planet belongs to a religion, whether you like it or not. I believe that religion can also be a platform where you could talk about sex.
It is the church.
But the church tend to shy away from it. That's my problem. The church tend to say the only thing the church will tell you is bad. Don't do it. Okay, what if I do it now?
And that's the human nature.
When I fall.
That's why I said that a church has doctrines. For example, maybe in the Catholic Church, their doctrine has said that they are not allowed to talk about some certain intricate matters about sex. In the Baptist Church, they are not allowed to talk about certain things. That's just the church doctrine. Like, okay, now there is a church in this Boya that I know of that is, I think, it's one of the most balanced Christian organizations. It's called Bethel Atlanta, Cameroon. They don't just preach about the scriptures or talk about the Bible and all that. Bethel Atlanta, Cameroon is so balanced that you have sessions where they actually drill you on how to conduct your sexual life, on how to keep yourself as a Christian, on how to avoid those temptations as a Christian. Because at the end of the day, we have bodies and we have desires, and God is a person that has given us those desires. But if we're talking about sex now within the context like outside of marriage, then we should come to that place where we are supposed to put our bodies in control. We are supposed to put our bodies, under control. Bethel Atlanta is one of those places I have seen in this town where the gospel is balanced. They talk about, spiritual issues, prayers, and they talk about real life things so that people should know. So that you not sit and start feeling that the desires you're having for sex is a bad thing. No, they just help you through those desires if you are single. If you're married and you're having issues in your sexual life, they help you through those things to identify why you're having issues. So a lot of people have issues in their marriages because of sex, and that is coming from a place of wrong doctrine. Imagine that I'm from, one of these like deeper life churches that has told me that I'm supposed to always tie my hair. I'm supposed to always, please guys, no offense for those who are attending deeper life. I don't have a problem with you guys, but they have their own doctrine. A spouse or a lady coming from that place and then is married to somebody like, for example, somebody who attends Winners Chapel, they're Libra. Now, imagine that kind of people in a marriage and in sex. How do you think their sexual life is going to be? I think the man is going to have like issues, or the woman is going to have issues adapting to that, to marriage or to certain things because of her doctrine. Because of her doctrine. But the thing is, I think that most churches do not really, or most churches are not doing enough in educating the people about sex. That's just my take. Some churches are doing it, but majority of churches are not doing it. So we have a lot of Christians. Do you know that we have Christians who are tongue-speaking, fire-branded, scripture-quoting, anointed and all that? But when it comes to the matters of the bedroom, it's true. It's true. I can't say...
I love the way you cut out all the scriptures, all the aspects of their life.
It's true. I counsel people a lot, and you hear a guy say, you guys say, man, Ella, it's not like I don't love my wife. I love her. She's spiritual. She's everything. But she doesn't know how to do this. She doesn't know how to whine. She doesn't know how to moan in bed. She doesn't know how to, she doesn't want to try new things in bed. She doesn't, and all of those things. And people start having issues in their marriage because of sex. Not because the woman does not really want to have sex or does not want to satisfy her husband. It's because she does not know. She was not taught at home. In church, they were just taught about spiritual things. And everywhere she went, so she believed that the spiritual aspect of her life was what mattered.
Okay, let's hear from the medical doctor. I believe you're also a Christian. So what's your take on religion and sex?
I still stand for the fact that sex before marriage is a sin. Yes, I'm a very, very church girl, actually. And yes, it's true that most doctrines don't really hit hard on sex. They don't go, like on the real life aspects. We are all, there are scriptures on that. But then they just read it and pass. They don't say exactly, like maybe to the couples who don't know what to do in the bedroom and all of that. They don't drill them and all of that. So I really hope that maybe the churches, many of our churches, will look into this, because sincerely Christians die in silence, but then they are just there on their knees praying and praying.
And they know
When they were
these things.
supposed to be performing in the bedroom, you're praying. After prayer, you do something.
Because
After prayer, you do something. Everything's not about prayer now.
Because sincerely, like she said, body no be firewood.
Okay.
At the end of it, we are all human, and all these things will meet us in reality.
Okay.
So
Has
we
it
should
met you
know
already?
how to-
What kind of question?
Benza,
No, I just
we are
want
all
to.
humans. Yes, of course.
Has it met you already?
Of course, Benza. Of course, we face temptations on a daily basis. But then we have to be drilled on how to face these temptations and how to handle them in a godly way.
I just love the fact that everybody has been found guilty. So we are on the same page. All right, my next. I just want now let's talk about some of these sexual habits that have proven deadly to the society. A lot of sexual activities that they carry out, and people don't know how deadly it gets. There are a lot of diseases out there. And these diseases sometimes with women, the medical doctor is here. What are you? Can you just throw more light on? Because most of the times people don't know that these diseases don't show up, especially in women. They can be in your body for as long as they want to stay hidden, especially when your immune system is strong. Even men, but women tend to resist. They think can stay low in women, and sometimes you carry a woman with this thing because she's fine, looking, you get nyash.
But now that the work I find
We
yash.
get nyash and everything figure eight.
Now that
and
the work I find yash.
medically. So I want to find out from you.
Why me, Beza?
I just want to know now. Are you? Yeah. Let me just.
Let's say I put me on the spot again today.
So, what are the sexual hygienes you think we should take note when having sex? What are the hygiene methods?
Whatever gave you the impression that we should there are certain hygiene things or we should do?
Because some people just go about sucking dicks. Just licking bonbon and just kissing and rubbing.
Basically, at the beginning of this show, all of us have agreed that
Yes.
we'll be normalizing certain things. I don't understand what you mean by licking bonbon, all those kind of things. I don't
Like,
understand.
why people just go down there? There's an issue of blow job. You just go down there because you just want to prove that you know how to suck well, and you just go down there and you're sucking. How hygienic is this? Like, what should you consider before doing something like this?
I think that just like you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth, and there are certain things that you do.
I should brush my teeth before sucking.
I think, of
before
course,
licking.
sex.
I should brush my teeth before sucking.
Of course.
Okay.
If you want to do
Now, just let me ask. Right on.
just like any other activity, right?
Yeah.
Sex is a nasty, messy activity involving a lot of fluid, drawy, nasty, smelly kind of things, all in one. And I really think that your personal hygiene has a lot to do when it comes to sex. Where a lot of us are failing is that we are fascinated about the idea of having sex, without putting our health first, which is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Just like a football player will train before going to play, we are supposed to, as human beings, consider certain things in our health first before indulging into sex. For example, there are a lot of bacterial infections in your mouth. Beza, how many times did you brush your teeth per day?
One. Then
You
we'll skip one
You're
day.
supposed to brush your teeth twice daily, at least 2 times. How many times
I
did
don't
it take
kiss.
time? Who should need kiss? How many times did it take time for brush, for scrape your tongue, that white thing for your tongue? You know, so that thing make a man mop the semen. Not just brushing your teeth, that thing make a man mop the
Did you
semen.
bonkus?
Yes.
Oh.
And then you take that mouth that you've eaten all kinds of onions, fish, and shawarma, and all kinds of
And
things.
small booster.
You go home in the night, you don't even brush up, you go and want to start kissing somebody's child. And you expect that you don't have mouths, whatever. There are a lot of things that we can get from what now. This is keeping aside the normal gonorrhea, syphilis, and all that. There are mouth sores you can get. Our nurse will tell us better, but there are mouth sores that you can get. There are bacterial infections that you can get. There's what they call herpes. Talking about now the real thing.
Wait. Before you go to the real thing, I want to ask you something. So in that state, they used to call it Jones. In that state of my Jones, when my is here, and then I'll have to come first and come and brush my mouth.
Beza, that is why I am emphasizing on the fact that as a human being, you're supposed to take care of your health and your hygiene is supposed to be top notch, especially if you're indulging in sex. If you're dirty, you are at risk of infecting somebody or your partner, you are at risk of getting infected. Do you get? You are supposed to take care of your hygiene. If
Black
you were
man die
somebody,
dirty.
which black man die dirty, go try no. Go try am. Black man die dirty. If black man die dirty, go try am. You see all the your friend in the work and say, we don't use umbrella, we don't use protection, we don't want to use protection. They've given you statistics of the number of people that have HIV in this town now.
She has not given me yet though. By the way, how many people in Boya have HIV? Can you say
Approximately.
Approximately. In number.
Well, I don't have the full statistics of that in Buya. I cannot say that actually. Yeah, but for where I work, I'll say approximately 2,500.
Have you heard?
Yes, approximately. Not taking into account, all the others who are not on medication. So talking about when your Jones is up here and all of that, and you're rushing to do, and you don't want to use the protection because it will not be sweet and all of that. We always have to consider the consequences, like what comes after that.
Have you ever done it without protection?
First of all, like she said.
No, I just want to know before we go there. No, this is my show, right? This goes my way. Have you ever done it without protection? I just want to know.
I think that question is out of place.
No, I don't think it's out of place.
I think it's out of
There are so
place.
many
I think
people
the
out
question
there.
is
As I'm talking
personal.
to you right now, someone is doing it now.
Of course.
Exactly.
Have you ever done it without protection?
Okay, let me answer your question. Why I said most of the times we see we don't want to use a protection because it's not sweet and all of that is because of the experience I've had working with people, talking to people. They share their sincere ideas. Yes, so I'll not take that personal. And yes, just like sex is nasty, you come in contact with the fluid, semen, blood, and everything. Imagine all of that. Somebody who has maybe HIV, herpes zoster, hepatitis, and all of that. Direct contact, you get it instantly. And you mentioned that for women, they can have something in their system and it stays for a long time, but for men, it show easily. I beg to differ on that because for women, actually, they easily contact these things.
No,
Women
I
have
don't
an
mean like
open
even
system.
if they contact it for it to express, like for the
For to
bacteria
manifest, it takes a longer time in
takes a
women.
longer
It's
time in
something
women.
like
Yes,
syphilis, for example.
Yeah,
I think.
yes, for syphilis, yes. But then it would differ on the immune systems because there are some people that are very healthy, like they might have HIV even for 5 years and
Without even knowing.
no symptoms at all, and they're healthy. And when they come and do the test, you say it's positive, and they don't believe. But they have it, very healthy carriers. There are others that they have HIV today, And then within 1 month, they are already having fever, they are losing weight, they are purging and here and there. Yeah.
So you can actually carry on HIV for like 5 years
5 to 10 years
Yeah,
without knowing.
without
Yeah.
knowing.
How long does it take for you to detect HIV in someone's system? How long should a virus be in you?
Okay. Systems are different, like I said, but HIV has its window period. Yes, that's why you see people doing their tests like approximately after 3 months, every 3 months, and all of that. Yes, maybe for a pregnant woman, she can do her test today and it's indeterminate, like it's not positive, it's not negative. She can come back after 2 weeks to repeat, 1 week safe, because the baby is at risk. We want to know now, 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 now. Yes.
So how long should okay? So you said it takes like approximately every 3 months,
Yes.
depending on the system.
Yes.
How open? How you work at the center there? How many couples come to you, or how many individuals? When I say couple, while I'm married or single,
Okay.
or not officially married, how many people come to you to do their tests before getting to anything sexual relationship?
Okay. Yeah, talking about couples, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, and they married, I cannot count because there are a lot. A lot.
So people are actually warming up to the idea of testing themselves before sex.
Yes, there are some that, this premarital counseling, they send them for the test. But there are some that come at the level where they have done the traditional marriage and they're just
Really?
coming because their pastor have sent them. And then what happens now when maybe one of the partner is positive? Everything with
Exactly.
chakara there.
Exactly.
Because it has happened in many cases. So the aspect of testing and doing all the tests before is very, very, very important.
Like people just go out. That's practically one of the reasons why we have this talk today, because people just go out and have sex. They don't know the risk that is involved. They don't know they can contact diseases that some are incurable, like the HIV, hepatitis B, that are incurable. With syphilis, it takes a longer time to treat, but you can actually treat it out. Most people say if you treat syphilis today, after 3 months or after 1 year, the thing will, one bacteria that is left will multiply, and they say that's why sometimes you say, this I don't treat them, it's still coming back again. Not that you really did
And you don't treat
something.
them, but you need to take precaution for stay
Yeah,
away from it. You need to
Stay
take care of
away.
your
Yeah,
life.
it's
Stay
like-
away for the
It's
especially especially
nakanda.
people who practice oral sex. Especially people who practice oral sex. A lot of people who indulge in oral sex don't even take care of their health. Imagine that you're, putting your mouth somewhere. Your mouth, maybe you are a smoker, you drink a lot, all those things affect there are bacteria in your mouth and everything.
You
And then
just go about licking things.
you go to lick plates.
Oh no.
You lick plates now, even the plates now self, person wey get the
Even
plates now
clean
need to
sef.
even wash the plates clean.
Oh.
Besa, you don't want to know how many ladies who are out there don't even know how to take care of, their V area.
Down there.
A lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people think that, I believe that you must have heard or seen girls, boiling water and putting salt inside and sitting on
sitting
it.
on it.
Very dangerous. That thing is very dangerous because the vagina itself has its own bacteria which are
course.
supposed to be there that protects the vagina. The vagina is a self-cleaning organ. We are not supposed to be, sending
Using
your hand
chemicals
inside
and all
using
of that.
chemicals and soap and all that and sitting. You're sitting on that bucket of hot water and the vapor is going directly into your vagina and destroying the bacteria that is supposed to be in that vagina that will take care of that vagina and just normalize things. You start having issues, you start calling your village people.
I also have.
For a woman, you want to
when I spit on
enjoy.
my vagina. Sorry.
You want to enjoy sex and you say, oh, I'm going to give my man a blowjob. You're giving
Oh.
your man a blowjob now. What is your oral hygiene like? What is the hygiene of your partner like? You're putting your mouth in somebody's dick and you're licking, you're sucking, you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, but that person must have been infected. You don't even know. This person does not even have a good hygiene, does not carry out any hygiene. Some guys, I don't know why boy they fear water. So why do you say boy they need like for the wash?
Kole.
No, we really want to wash you.
Now in the rainy season, boy they need even like
We
to
really want to-
take care for
no,
themselves. And
fine.
then most guys don't bathe. They don't like to bathe.
If you bathe too much, you will fade.
Let's not even go there. Now, this one is just like your personal hygiene. Do you know that there are guys that don't properly take care of, they don't properly groom? You see a guy keeping hair under his armpit for months.
God put it there for a reason.
I'm not saying that
Is it
it's a bad
rainforest?
thing. Even if you want to keep the rainforest underneath there, keep it clean. You groom it. You wear
This is a personal
deodorant.
attack.
You spray perfume. Just keep your body clean. Down there, most guys don't even know how to take care down there. They will allow down there to grow so bad that, even to groom it, there's a way to say shape all thing, but at least just groom and keep and clean.
You should trim it.
When you dey wash, how many times you dey wash your penis? Talk your truth. Wait, you dey concentrate, take picture, scrub your penis, just wash am. Wash the environment, just wash am.
All my Southwest boys, we have a way we beat. It's like the way we rub. We take soap on our head. It goes round. And it's very...
What happens to your armpit, your underarms? What happens down here? What happens to behind your ear, your inside? What happens to your navel? How many people even bathe and, just take care of their navels or clean it with cotton and spirit? How many people do that? And this is where the problem is. We don't take care of our health and we want to indulge in sex. You don't have any hygiene you follow. You just wake up for morning time. So people they saving for brush teeth na problem. Even for properly wash their face na problem. You just wake up for morning time. They do Jones just catch you as if you say, oh, Jones will catch you. I think will just start. The next available woman define our next available thing to enter for inside. You work at the share stick up and down the whole place. It's not done like that. That's the problem with this our society of today.
Oh, wow.
We must learn to adopt or adapt a certain level of hygiene before indulging into sex. How many times do you trim your nails? I'm talking out to the guys. How many times do you take off your hair, your nails, your underarms, you're down there and everything? How many times do you do that? But you want to be inserting your finger into somebody's child and you expect that she'll be okay.
I feel like this is... I'm touched
Same goes to
you touch
ladies.
me personally.
It's not a personal thing. Same goes to the ladies. You see ladies, you do your hair, you keep it for like 2-3 months. Mommy, move that hair. Even if you wear wig like me for hair, at least keep change the bacala every after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Change the bacala. Perfume now so no expensive for market. The body they work out hot perfume left like 1,000 you buy perfume. Sister spray perfume small. Shave down under armpit. Even if you want keep your baby, they make the beer clean. Better. Imagine say you go embrace or get everybody order. How you feel? You feel her?
We'll be like pools. We'll repair each other. Two body odors have met.
That's the thing. Your vagina, you don't even keep it clean. The only cleaning agent you know about your vagina is to boil water and sit on it, which is bad. You don't know how to take care of yourself. You don't know how to scrape your tongue. You don't know how to take care of your underarms. You don't even know how to take care of your entire body, and you want to be indulging in sex. The worst that they get it, they work out put it long. I'm not against nails, so I beg. You get it, they put nail in at 6 inch.
Yeah.
In love making, now how do you do it? That's the question. Sometimes I just sit and think about crazy things. How do you do it? You be scratching somebody's soul. I don't understand.
I'm telling you, exposing us to and you take a girl to bed and you feel like you take a cat.
Are you a vampire?
It's like you have a cat on the bed.
Those days you go to a restaurant, you eat gari and you see come on you and your boyfriend and he's going knock with that hand with that need that dirty days and need. I don't understand.
It's terrible.
So I just think that before you say what you want to say, I just think that there is a certain level of cleanliness, hygiene that we should maintain if we are to be sexually active. If not, we are going to end up with a lot of things, diseases.
Okay. For the married people, this is out there. You have people who respect this hygiene. You have your husband who respects this hygiene. And you have somebody, he just goes out there. You respect it. Your husband respects this hygiene. And he goes out there and meet this funny girl. I don't know why men are cheating. It's like they are 5 and 6.
You should tell us.
Why men are cheating? No, I advocate for all the men that are cheating. I understand what you're going through. It's very difficult. I understand. But look for the ones that are clean, Sha. Look for the ones that are clean. Like, this is becoming an issue. Even, like, you work at the center. People get married without testing positive. And in the course of the marriage,
they get positive.
So this now does not only tend mental health, this sexual does not only tend now to trouble just, let's say, single people or people who are not married. Even people who are married now are affected. So it's now becoming a pandemic. We can now term it a pandemic. What's the way forward? I'll start with you.
I think you should answer that question because
why will you leave your wife at home and then go out there?
You leave your wife at home, sleep with a small girl, carry HIV or something,
and come back and give your wife.
And then most guys have heard the story where a man infected the wife with HIV and did not even tell her. He was treating himself and the wife was there wallowing.
A lot of that
She had to discover that from his phone. Text message.
Okay, because you guys used to send people messages. Like
You
you
call,
remind, yes,
yeah.
you call and
You
remind
call
them
them
of
to
their
remind
drives,
them.
their drugs, and check on them. So you are saying I should tell you the way forward. Personally, me, I don't know. I cannot stop cheating.
Why do men cheat?
Like no, we cannot. It is not
And
a
even if the
topic.
men
So it's
want
in
to
your
cheat,
blood.
why can't they
It's
just
in-
be cautious? Why can't they just take precautionary measures?
Okay, as a
condom and
woman,
just
as a
wear
woman,
condom.
let me put it this way: as a woman who has a cheating man, what measures should you take to protect yourself?
Oh, sure.
Sometimes do you even know the men are cheating?
You should know.
What if you don't know? You know your husband is very faithful and all, so you trust him.
So should we keep on having tests over and over, or
Regular
should we?
checks,
Or is
regular
it?
checkup. I think couples should do regular checkup. Maybe
Very
after 6
important.
months or after 3 months, three months or 6 months. We check for HIV and certain things. Then that time we'll know now we don't go for ourselves.
Yes, they will know now to protect ourselves.
That's beautiful. At least that why would put men in check.
Even talking about men protecting themselves with their side chicks and all, how many men know how to use condoms?
Is it even a matter of knowing how to? How many men even use?
How
the
many
condom?
men
I
even
mean,
use
I don't
condoms?
understand how you guys do this thing. Like,
No, but it's
people are no longer
it's an issue.
afraid.
It's an issue. We are not afraid. What
But
does
the
not
pleasure
what
of
does
that-
not kill
the
what does
pleasure of
not
that
kill you
2
makes you
minutes-
strong.
The pleasure of that 2 minutes
Okay.
sex is what I don't understand.
Until Johnson
Takes-
ever hold you.
takes away-
No, look me
Of
into the
course,
eye. Johnson
of
ever hold
course,
you.
Of course, I'm not a human being.
They tied them removing your pants. Did you ask for condom?
You be there, they tell they be remove my
I
pants.
just want to. That's what I'm asking.
You be there, they tell they be remove my
Oh,
pants.
that's what I'm asking. They tied them removing your pants. Did you ask for condom?
Guy, as a woman,
Did you ask for all-
as a
did-
woman or a man, you're supposed to be prepared all the time.
Did you ask for condom? I just want to know. No. Did you ask?
Guys who are supposed to buy condom.
Okay, did you-
A woman
okay, did
is
you buy
supposed-
condom?
If you're sexually active, you're supposed
Did
to.
you buy condom?
Why you?
I just want to know.
Why you want to know about my personal
Did you
life?
buy condom? Okay, did you buy? You've had sex also, right?
Better.
Before having sex, did you buy condom? Or did you ask
How
the
is
guy
that
for
your
condom?
business?
I just want to know. It's a show. We
Okay,
are all learning.
let me answer for the population.
No, I'm asking a personal
From
question.
those I've worked with,
Yes.
most of the times they'll be like, that condom, so you waste time. No, that condom is far, this and that. Let's just do it's just 2 minutes now. Let me just enter and come out.
Yeah, well, if
And then
you
is that
drink
2 minutes
Postino,
that will
I mean-
destroy you? Yes.
When
Is
you
it-
finish,
Is
you
it
drink,
2
you
minutes
drink.
that will destroy you?
If you have intercourse with HIV person and you didn't use protection, is there any remedy? Is there any remedy at all that somebody can follow up? Like, is there any drug, anything you can take and follow up and say, no, let me fight this thing before it gets worse?
Yes, there is. We have pre-exposure prophylaxis. It's HIV drug too. This one is given. Actually, very few people take it. Like commercial sex workers, they prostitute them, or MSM, men having sex with men. They take it to prevent themselves from having HIV. We have post-exposure prophylaxis, PEP. This one now we mostly give it to rape victims, gender-based violence victims. Yes. It prevents HIV and is given within 72 hours for it to be effective. Yes.
So, if to add to the list of drugs people take after sex, can we say they should add these drugs to it? Like, is it normal to just sit and take these drugs?
No.
How
First,
advisable?
when you come to the hospital, we have to assess why we'll give you this PEP, this
Within-
post-exposure, because we mostly give this to rape victims, like I said, because you will not have your consensual sex, your sweet sex in the house, and then you will come and say you want to take
But I've been
PEP.
exposed.
Like,
I need help.
were you not aware that you could be exposed? That's why you should use
Or were
the
you not
condom.
aware that
So,
your partner
don't
is
you
a
think?
carrier?
It's a carrier.
Don't you think that is a problem already?
Because it's like we'll go
It's
around
actually-
sharing
people don't-
sharing the drugs to
people don't check
everybody.
themselves. People don't.
Why?
That
Is
is
it-
the
okay,
thing.
now, so should we say is the problem from a pharmaceutical? Is it a pharmaceutical problem that people don't produce enough of these drugs?
It's a
No,
personal
I was not saying
problem.
they don't produce enough.
think
It's
it's
a
a
personal
personal
problem.
It's a personal
Individual
problem.
choice.
Because for me,
Yes,
for
yes.
me, we don't reach this situation where all man don't dey fuck up. What's the way forward from this fucking up with the fuck up? Can they not just give us these drugs?
Just protect yourself. Check yourself up. Make informed choices.
Because it's not only the people you are talking about, they are not taxed on They face this. Even we talk about sexually transmitted, like even it gets even to the things they use and they keep around, like to the blades they use and keep
Of course,
around.
of course, of course.
So it is not only a danger to those people having sex, it's also a danger to us.
To those
Even
not
some of
having.
these diseases that you like, these sexually transmitted diseases, like even like the syphilis, even like the hepatitis B you're talking about, we just
Yes, body
body
fluids.
fluids
Yes.
coming together. So how then do we protect ourselves? Let's start with hepatitis B. We went to it and you say they can take some drugs. At least hope deal. My guys, hopes day.
Even without the with the HIV too, if not using condom, at least you should not just use blades that are kept anyhow now. Yes. And the hygiene and everything. Talking about the hepatitis, you know that there's this body fluid contact and everything. Personal hygiene, like she said, it's very important.
Is there any vaccine for hepatitis B that can help remedy the situation?
Yes, there is.
How long do we take this vaccine and how can people access it?
It's accessible in the hospitals,
How much?
government hospitals. For that, I don't have an idea now, but we'll check on
If there's
that.
a price tag on it.
We'll check on that.
Okay. At least hope deal. We are knowing this thing. And for these other diseases that are curable, like if you have unprotected sex with somebody, what drug can you advise as a medical personnel? What drug can you advise that should be taken? Because we're women, as soon as they fear belly, the whole all outside just go Monaco, all outside that postino. It is the highest selling commodity in Monaco. Facts.
So, are you talking about drugs to prevent pregnancy or
No, I'm just talking like that one was to prevent the
to
pregnancy.
prevent all infections?
To
No, I will not just say just go to a pharmacy and buy drugs for infections and everything. Just go for a checkup. Yes, from there they'll prescribe you some drugs.
what is wrong
And if you
with
don't want now the pregnancy, you take now the postinor whatever. But you cannot be taking postinor every day. Like if you're having the sex every day, you cannot be taking postinor every day. Everything has its side effects. So abstinence and protection and prevention is key
apart
at
from,
the end of it.
do you know that apart from eggs and Irish in Monaco, one of the highest thing, and shawarma, one of the highest thing that is consumed by youth is postinor.
Of course.
Of course.
I just think that to be
Have you ever
able to-
consumed it? I don't know. People have been
Why you
avoiding
always
my
like-
personal
why?
questions
Because
these
it's
days.
personal.
questions like
Why
why
you
you want to
do- like, I want to
why you
know.
know about sexual orientation.
I
Why
know,
you want to know if you're sexually active
I just want to
or
know if the people that I brought today are actually sexually active in the
I'll,
toilet.
I'll answer for the society. Keep asking me, I'll answer for the society.
I just think that people should, if you want to indulge in unprotected sex, I think that because I cannot force my beliefs on people. People have their different beliefs. I cannot say, oh, abstain from sex. Everybody has their own way of thinking and their beliefs. So if you must indulge in unprotected sex, I advise that you and your partner should do regular checkups. You should be faithful to your partner as well as your partner should be faithful to you. But we all know that in this generation now it's very hard. So because it is hard, it is advisable that you do like maybe you do checkups like every after 3 months or every after 6 months, depending on how regular you guys are having sex, to avoid situations like that, to avoid things like where you just wake up one day and go to the hospital and you're diagnosed of something you don't know where it's coming from. You engage yourself into cleanliness, keep a good, have a routine. Just have a routine, simple, basic routine. Wake up in the morning, wash your face, brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, keep down there clean, no chemicals, no hot water. Just avoid some certain things that will, destroy the pH value of your vagina. And the next thing is just, maintain a positive attitude because we've been talking about, oh, don't have sex, oh, don't do this, oh, don't sex this and sex that. But sex is a beautiful thing. Guy, sex is a very beautiful thing. God gave us this emotion.
Since when I start talking about that one,
and for us to enjoy it within the context of marriage, that we are abusing it now or in this generation as youth does not mean that sex is not beautiful. Sex is a very beautiful thing, and it is just okay for us to have those desires and that feeling. But in as much as God wants us to enjoy sex and to enjoy all the emotions and the fire burning in your soul, we should do it properly. We should do it in a way that does not affect the other person negatively. Yeah.
Miss Honore, any last words?
Well, I would have loved to say a little about protecting ourselves using condoms. Just a
Okay.
little, yes. I know some people might not really know how to use the condom or protect themselves if they must engage in sex. The male condom, for example, for men, it's much easier to use. I wish we had it here to show.
I
It's
have a
much
condom.
easier
No,
to.
I have a condom. I came prepared.
Beza.
I came prepared. No,
Are
it's
you
a condom.
serious?
No, I have a condom. I came prepared. This is a condom. I came prepared.
Okay.
Oh, it's not being used.
It's not
It's
being
a new-
used. It's a new condom. I came prepared for
Okay,
this.
okay. All right, guys.
She's gonna
Okay.
teach us how to
So,
use
for
that.
example,
Let me take away this
Okay.
so that my people see exactly how to use a
I
condom.
need,
Like, can we
I
just
need
have, like, an
something.
empty bottle
Empty
or
bottle,
something?
yes. That bottle.
Eh,
All right. For example, purchase this condom in one of the stores in the market because I'm seeing here that it expired on June 2022.
Beza! Guys! This is the best show ever. Like, you are one of the people that go about
What if I'm Malam? What if I'm
I think this
Anthony?
is 100. This
Yes,
is
100 francs.
This should be 100 francs. Beza, where did you get this condom? I think it has been in your prosper as long. And these are the issues.
These are the things.
These
Because
are the
with an
issues, man.
expired condom,
You don't fool my
you
hands.
stand the risk of it being torn.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Okay. For example,
leaving.
this one is okay.
Person is
Let's say maybe it's okay. Even though the Jones is here, but we are all clean and neat and So I just tear this. I'm not tearing with my mouth. No long nails, so that I don't cause it to rupture or anything.
Yeah.
So this is it. This is a condom. My hands are clean, I beg.
Ouch. This is nasty. Oh my goodness.
So this is how it looks like, all like this. So now, when you hold it like this, you see the tip for up so, way long for up so. Now you go hold them,
Wash your screen.
pinch and so.
Some boy they say never know how to wait.
Now with the insert the condom now on top erect penis.
Yeah.
The penis should be erect and hard so that it goes way down when you pinch and they roulette. That's what they ever talk about.
Wow.
So I don't pinch the top.
There's an open.
You put at the tip of the penis
Okay.
and you're rolling down. It's slimy. Rolling
But if
down.
the penis is erect like this, like
Yes.
how? Okay.
Yes, you're rolling it down.
Okay.
So this is it going down. You're rolling and going. Yes.
Wash your screen. As your experts do
Yes,
the
and
job.
your condom has like small like
Yes.
those things that give
Condom is-
friction like it's just oh
Okay.
my. Oh
Yes.
my.
You keep it all the way down to the base of the penis. If it's erect enough, it holds it in place. And then you go, you enter, you come out, you enter, you come out. But why engine? You are checking to make sure that it has not, maybe gone out of the penis and all of that.
Wow.
Yes, that is
So
still
what
in
happens to
place.
this small place popping up?
No, this one can hold the semen. This small place, yes.
This is
So-
this is probably
That's just
the
it.
most
That's
practical
just
show
pinch.
we've
Why
had.
this
Roll.
condom has what are
Pinch
these
roll.
what are these small? I don't know this.
No personal questions
Actually,
here. I'm not.
this one serves like lubricant because it makes it,
Yeah, I mean these dots on the condom, these small
Ah.
dots. What is it used for?
Basically, this
These
your
are-
dot thing. Like I don't this your own
Is it to
condom.
give some kind of sweet friction sensation while going in and coming out?
I would really not answer that question. It's not on my show. I'm asking you questions on this show. People have not answered
I
me.
think that's the
First of all, on my show,
question.
you people have been acting so innocent and it's so.
Nobody's acting
And now somebody just
This is your
wore a
condom. This is an
condom
expired
so
condom.
perfectly,
What you
and she even knows the expiry date on that condom.
You don't even
It's
look at the
written
expiration date of what you buy. Is that what you're saying? You don't even look at the
So,
expiration
guys,
date of what you buy.
So taking it out now, at the end, if it's still in place, taking it out easily, like you're rolling it back and make sure that the semen stays inside the condom.
And you're supposed to be taking this thing out while the penis is still erected.
Yes, still erected, so that it easily comes out. And
wow.
and people mistakenly, flush down condoms in latrines.
Why should we not flush it down?
You block the toilet, Opa.
So how should we dispose of this thing?
Dispose it in bins, in a paper. You can tie in a paper, a plastic.
My village,
or you have a pit toilet.
my village people will
Or
locate
a
me.
pit toilet. Because you don't expect to flush this in this water closet.
My village people will locate me. They'll be like, we know where to pick it. Thank you so much for this exercise. Like, I feel so educated right now. If you know that expired condom, you sure that we'll get.
I come and say wallet.
See, let's.
Next
It's for
the
the.
for pharmacy direct now just 1,000 or 1,500. Highest now 2K.
How much was shower?
Actually,
If you buy condom one.
we give it free in the hospital.
Where's your hospital, please?
It's free. It's free.
Where is your hospital?
Boya.
But yeah, it's big. Get us the hospital. I want to visit you at the
Guys,
hospital.
go to the pharmacy and get condoms. Stop going about
I cannot go to the pharmacy.
expired condoms in your wallet. That wallet is warm and guy, you fold my arms so.
I don't for your hands. I know for your hands. Because if now you are going to use the condom I for your hands. I don't ask people how people have been using condom here. Nobody has been talking.
The
Blood of Jesus. Blood of Jesus.
Thank you so much, guys, for coming. It's been
Thank you.
been an amazing show. I'm sure we've all learned. Everybody have learned something. Me going home, I'm going home with a lot. I've learned a lot. Thank you, guys. Please, guys, protect yourself. Stay safe. I know it is in our nature to just jump. But please do it safely now. Yeah. Check your partner. If you don't get money, not the follow woman. All of this process we are talking about is still money.
Yeah.
You have to, for you to go, you need to go to the hospital. It's not free. Check this thing. If your guy not get money, not data. Because these are some of the things sometimes people just consider money by buying Gucci bags, buying the Fendi and all this stuff. But that's not what the money is used for. Your money should be used to take care of your health. Health first. Thank you guys again once more. We have Ella Eduke on the show and we have Mfo Honore. For me, Biza, bye-bye.